In 1959, beneath the ice sheet of northern Greenland, the United States began building a military project that was never meant to exist in public memory. The decision was quiet, administrative, and deliberate. No announcement was made, no public debate occurred, and no long-term explanation was offered. What mattered was not visibility, but isolation, control, and permanence under ice. Greenland was chosen not for convenience, but for distance. That its ice sheet offered natural concealment, geological stability, and political ambiguity. At the height of the Cold War, distance itself was a strategic asset. The Arctic was not empty space. It was a buffer, a shield, and potentially a launch platform hidden in plain sight. Officially, the site was described as a scientific research station. And that description was not false, but it was incomplete. And research was conducted, data was collected, and environmental studies were performed. But these activities existed alongside a far more ambitious objective, one that was never disclosed to the public at the time. The project was called Iceworm. Its purpose was not temporary occupation, but long-term military presence beneath the ice. Planners envisioned a vast network of tunnels stretching hundreds of kilometers, capable of housing personnel, extra hires. The ice itself was meant to be both camouflage and protection. To test the concept, the United States built Camp Century, a fully operational underground base carved directly into the ice sheet. It included living quarters, laboratories, medical facilities, and even a small nuclear reactor to the surface. On the surface, it appeared modest. Below, it was a controlled experiment in survival and secrecy. What planners underestimated was the ice itself. But the Greenland ice sheet was not static. It moved, shifted, and deformed under its own weight. Tunnels warped, walls bent, structural alignments slowly failed. The environment did not behave like solid ground, and long-term stability became increasingly uncertain. At the same time, political conditions were changing. If Denmark, which governed Greenland, was never fully informed of the missile deployment concept. As international scrutiny increased, the feasibility of maintaining nuclear weapons beneath foreign territory became diplomatically fragile. What was once strategically clever began to look politically dangerous. By the mid-1960s, the Iceworm concept was quietly abandoned. And Camp Century was shut down, personnel withdrawn, and equipment left behind. And there was no formal public reckoning, no detailed explanation, and no acknowledgement of the project's original intent. The ice was expected to take care of the rest. For decades, Iceworm remained largely unknown outside classified archives. What was left beneath the ice included infrastructure, radioactive material, and chemical waste. All the project disappeared from public narratives, surviving only in declassified documents and internal reports. It was a buried chapter of the Cold War, hidden not by secrecy alone, but by ice and time. Today, climate change has altered that assumption. As Arctic ice melts, what was once buried is slowly being revealed. Iceworm was designed for permanence in a frozen world. It was never designed for a warming one. The project stands as a reminder that strategic decisions can outlive the conditions that made them possible. Project Iceworm was not a failure of engineering alone, nor simply a relic of Cold War paranoia. It was a calculated experiment in secrecy, geography, and time. its story was hidden because it was meant to be. And for many years, the ice complied. Esther Poros, if you want to continue uncovering the stories that history tried to spread to the chin,